Welcome back to Newbury. We're live from the Crucible this afternoon for the latest event in this Taom Shootout series, and what a performance on his debut from Jordan Church. Straight we go into match number 2, and it's a pleasure to welcome the next man into the arena. A former World Championship semi-finalist, a 3 times IPA Tour winner, and a winner of the Under-18 National Championships at the age of just 13. He is one of the very best. He is Jon McAllister. And his opponent, a very competitive player in the money matches for some notable scalps, and a Welsh international to boot. Can he pull off a real result today? A warm welcome to Zach Shepherd. So Jon McAllister, Zach Shepherd, looking forward to this one, Dan.
Yeah, battle of the left-handers. Zach Shepherd's just on the break from Wales. So a very accomplished player. He will start second favourite in this match against Jon McAllister. That isn't because he's not very good. Zach's a very good player. It's just because Jon really is that good. Really is sort of top 5 to 10 on the planet, I'd say, on current form, and has been for a good couple of years.
Crowd gradually filling up. Not the boisterous atmosphere that we've had. Certainly the 2 previous events, Manchester, I think we peaked with Cian Monaghan, who isn't playing at this event.
No, it's a shame not to see Cian here, but yeah, obviously it was his local event, so he did get an awful lot of support.
Wasn't his most successful event, though?
Pardon?
Wasn't his most successful
event. No, he did really well in his first event, didn't he? He got to the semi-final.
He was brilliant in Milton Keynes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, surprised not to see him back, but we've had a couple of very able replacements. Jon McAllister, Sean Chipperfield, and just about dropped there for Jon. And Jordan Church, as we've seen, 3 really, really good players. I mean, we're talking proper, like I say, top 10, 15 players on the planet in those 3 editions.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, this match number 2.
Oh, that's an amazing shot from Jon. We get a replay on that. That was incredible. He's played that with bottom and right-hand side to spin it off 2 cushions to dislodge his bad ball. It was an incredible shot. That's one in the frame.
We'll take another look at that when we get a moment.
Yeah, anything straight or just to the right of straight would have been fine. He's absolutely perfect. And this wasn't an easy finish when he came to the table. It was tricky, but he's, as Jon does, he's made it look easy.
Such clean cueing as well. Doesn't really need to apply a great deal of power when you cue that smoothly. 2.5 minutes for 1-0. Flicked closer to that red than I think he might have wanted. But there he goes, he's on the ball.
Rules. The black ball rules now, you can actually pot the red.
True, yeah, once matted.
With the black, yeah. It never used to be the case, but it is now.
So first blood to Jon McAllister. I was going to say Jordan Church, if you're just joining us, a 5-1 winner over George Tierney in match number 1. That's the only one you'll have missed if you're just tuning in. We'll see all 16 players in action this afternoon and then reconvene
at the later time tonight of 8 o'clock rather than the 7 o'clock start. 8 o'clock start for the evening session, quarter-final, semi-final, final.
Yeah, looking at roughly a midnight finish tonight, but the atmosphere should be electric in here, especially if the two local lads can get through. John Joe Sharkey's got basically the toughest draw possible in this event. He's got Jordan Shepherd,
who's owned this tournament so far.
Yeah, won 4 of the 6 events, hasn't he? I think so far.
And the guy who's won the others isn't here either, Liam Dunster.
Yeah, that's a very good shot. That was deliberate from John as well. He's pushed that out deliberately so that he can put that into the top right corner pocket. There's personal preference here. Some players will just play on the red into the left middle as your last ball and take the black down the cushion. Others would opt to push this black out towards the middle pocket. John's done that. He's played it in such a way, he's actually a much better shot than it looked, because he didn't just go crashing into that there. If he hit it too hard, he was going to tie the red up that's next to it. So you have to be really careful not to do that. And it's a sign of being very confident in the way that you're cueing, that you can. His touch is very, very good.
Easy as that. Free-flowing and very straightforward. So an opportunity for the Welshman.
Yeah, back's against the wall time already for Zach Shepherd, and but he's in now. A good opportunity. Not what you would call drop-ins, I suppose, but they're actually fairly easy for Zach. To get back up table here, if he can control this shot well. It's pretty much frame over. He's just under-hit that as well. Just under-hit that a little bit. His margin of error was quite big there. He could have afforded to have been quite a way down table and even taken the lowest of the 3 reds first. But just get yourself into a bit of a pickle here. It's tough, you know, when you're 3-0, you're 2-0 down and you've literally just had a break. And that's it. You know, it's a horrible feeling in a match where you haven't quite settled yet. And your opponent looks like he's on fire, as Jon McAllister does.
He's been chasing the cue ball a little bit throughout this break.
He is, yeah. He just needed to dig in a little bit more than he did there, but he's one good shot with maybe a little bit of luck away from getting back in this match at 2-1. But if this goes wrong and it goes 3-0, then you sort of fear the worst for Zach. Needs to find something here.
Yeah, this is a big shot. He's overcut it, and the cue ball was horrible anyway.
Yeah, and I think he might find himself in a bit of a difficult snooker to get out of after this, because, well, let's see if John's even going to try and lay a snooker. I think he will. I think he should. Yeah.
It has to be the shot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a tough one to hit this because there's no obvious sort of one cushion escape, not even a 2 cushion escape, bottom cushion first. The yellow's all over the place in the way. Although the red's it's right next to that bottom right hand corner pocket. It's actually a really tough hit for Zach.
Oh,
wow. What a shot,
Well,
Zach Shepherd.
I think
That was incredible.
I think that's shot of the tournament already in match number 2, isn't it?
That was ridiculous. on a new cloth, new cushions, the way they slide as well. It's an incredible shot, and hats off
Brilliant.
Zach Shepherd. Well and truly back in this match, and that's going to do his confidence the world of good.
Not only the shot, but what was at stake. If he missed it, he's probably going 3-0 down, isn't he?
Yeah?
That's to stay alive. Wow, what a shot.
John actually does look a little bit shell-shocked there. I'm not surprised. He would have been he's probably regretting not going for him now. That's one of the things we hate as players is when you've got a chance to go game and you don't, because percentage-wise the right thing to do was lay the snooker and someone gets out of it. It is a killer. Little bob of the head to the music now. He is well into this, Zach. And up comes dry, and these, well, yellows or reds. I'd fancy Zach to get either of these.
It is 2 frames to 1, just to confirm, even though Zach's not yet been credited on the screen with that frame. There we go.
A fairly simple finish here for Zach Shepherd to get himself right back in this match. As you spoke about in our first match, how these matches can turn. And in the from what, 3 or 4 minutes ago, Zach Shepherd running out of position, being snookered, looking like being 3-0 down. Really, really good chance here to. I mean, these are almost unmissable now after that last positional shot to take this match to 2 each. We're literally 11 minutes in. Going to get our first black ball shootout. We didn't have one. We didn't have a single one at the last event, did we?
No. We did have one golden breakout, didn't we? If I remember rightly. No sudden death black ball finish.
Now, I think he's gone a little bit farther. He can't actually just roll this in. He needs to stun this. It's not difficult, but just to make sure he's not behind that red. And that's close. Yeah. You haven't, have you, Zach?
Has he got the angle?
That's criminal if he's got to bend this a little bit.
Oh, what a shot.
It's there.
Well, that looked really simple, but I can tell you it wasn't. But he would have only had himself to blame and it stayed out because of the positional shot he played. But what a turnaround.
All of a sudden, he can't wait for the next frame, Zach Shepherd. 2 each, big break. He's made a ball. Well, at first glance, it's not going to be anywhere near as easy as it was in the last frame. The last frame really was as nice a finish as you could expect to come to the table with, but these are a little bit more difficult. Not the toughest finish he'll ever have to go for in his life, but he's going to have to play 1 or 2 shots to get into his problem area. If he can leave himself a really low on the red, sort of in the middle of the table, the middle of the 3 at the bottom of the table, if he can cut that into the bottom right hand corner pocket and go side cushion bump the red and black out. He almost had the angle there, but he's missed it. He missed it thick. If he'd have got the potting angle, probably would have been a little bit further down table and he would have been perfect, but not easy for Jon.
Two for the price of one. That's not really what he would have wanted there.
No, knowing the way that Jon plays as well, I thought he maybe would have considered the double on the yellow on that right hand next to the right middle pocket first up, but he hasn't. And I think that may well be deliberate as well.
Yeah.
That I think he may well have tried to cover that pocket, because if he hadn't, I think now he is slight favourite for the frame. But this frame's in the balance because there's only one skill shot away from opening right up for Zach.
Jon would have been thinking, I'm going to run away with this. Well, he played first two frames. Oh, what's happened there?
He's elected to play the skill shot,
Yeah.
but he hasn't quite got it, and he's in a bit more trouble now than he was before, and that's paid dividends for Jon, covering that pocket, because it's kind of advantage. Zach doesn't want to push that over the middle. That's a clever shot, just tying the frame up.
Reminder, the shot clock now down to 15 seconds.
Yeah,
That
less time to
resets
think.
at the halfway point. 30-minute matches, 30 seconds. Then at the 15-minute mark, it's down to 15. All square at 2 frames apiece. First two to Jon, last two to Zach. Race to 5 for a place in tonight's quarterfinals. This feels like a big frame.
He was trying to snooker Jon on all but every ball apart from the one in the bottom right hand corner pocket, because he wants to force Jon to play that, but it's just left him a gap here.
And it's in frames like this, Dan, when it becomes a bit tactical, that 15-second shot clock really comes into play, because you simply don't have time to overthink any of the shots.
No, and I think that's where your very best kind of shine, really, because they tend to be the quickest thinkers. And you know, potting balls and playing position is obviously all part of the game, but I think more so with pool than other cue sports, its shot selection is crucial, and deciding what to do and the right thing to do when you haven't got much time kind of gives the very best even more of an advantage, I think. It's a good shot from Jon. He won't even mind really if Zach can see the red next to the yellow by the right hand middle pocket, because it's going to dislodge Jon's bad yellow, and I think what we might see Jon do here as well is just well, I think he should be playing the yellow below the middle pocket, dead weight, and leaving the white glued to the red.
Well, Martin McIntosh is on next, and I can tell you he's just popped into the commentary box with a brand new pair of trousers on. I won't spoil the surprise, but I may need to buy some sunglasses.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't think you or I could carry that off, Dan. I'm not sure he can, to be honest.
You know the cars where they just put odds and sods together? I think they call them cut and shuts, don't they?
Yeah.
I think that's what his trousers are. I think they've just got a few different pairs of trousers and kind of mashed them all together.
Meanwhile,
that's massive. Jon McAllister's just gone in off there, just kind of forcing the issue. He was completely in control in this frame, and took what was only really a small risk. Oh no, what's happened there? You are kidding me. That's harsh. That is unlucky. I mean, he's planted the red down the cushion, but he's jawed himself.
I can't believe that.
Wow.
He could never do that again. Oh.
He's missed it, and these are crucial. I mean, at 2 each, obviously it's an important frame, but they've both had chances in this frame, and you see Jon here with his experience. He's going to play the red onto the yellow. Should be leaving the red safe afterwards as well, pushing the yellow towards that corner pocket. This is looking like 3-2 Jon McAllister.
Yeah. It feels like it should probably be the other way around, which is strange to say given how Jon started.
Yeah, I mean, Jon couldn't have started any better. I think he did exactly what Jordan Church did in that first match. Cleared off his own break and cleared off of a dry break from his opponent. Looking $1 million, and Zach's found a way back into it. Could have gone 3-2 up, but got to take your chances.
No mistake at all. Zach Shepherd will be thinking about that shot for a long, long time. Jon McAllister stops the rot. 2 unanswered frames from Zach Shepherd, but McAllister re-establishes his authority. 3-2 in a race to 5.
You can see how gutted he looks there, Zach. He knew that was a big chance, and he's not really one to hide his emotions. Jon to break next as well. He's got one of the best breaks in the game. He's got a massive break. And it's just always seems to be the way after you get punished, after you make a mistake, that your opponent comes up with a break and finish. And Jon's made a ball. Yellows with an easier starter. Maybe you'd prefer reds. But either way, it's hand on the table. And a chance to go 4-2.
How's that gone?
Well, could have come out a lot better.
Yeah, not a great start.
Now, all eggs in one basket here. It's going to dislodge push the other yellow towards the corner, towards the middle pocket. It's a great pot though. It's a fantastic
right in the middle
pot,
of the pocket. But
he's in a bit of trouble now.
One eye now down as well on the match clock. I said at the top of the programme that not many of these you'll see out the 30. This one will.
No, and both of these players, is worth noting, this is their first ever Taom Shootout. This is the first time they've ever played in these with these time restrictions.
Yeah.
And, Jon McAllister does play in the Premier League, which you see on Freesports as well on Monday nights. So that's played to a 30-second shot clock, which, you know, may give him a bit of an advantage, but 15 will feel completely different. Zach's going to leave himself an angle after this. I think he'll probably just drop this in or stun it in. Leave himself an angle to see it. No, he's look there. I'd have just rolled that in and guaranteed myself an angle with a slightly more difficult pot. Now that's come out good. It's come out good.
He's played up very nice.
Problem's going to be the angle he leaves himself after this. He's likely to be crashing into yellows, and he needs to get position on the black. This is your tough shot.
Yeah. He was just the wrong side, wasn't he, to make this pot and positional shot in the black routine. This is far from routine.
He's just got to take his medicine.
Has he overcut it?
Yeah, he's just got to take his medicine and leave himself a long black.
This long black for 3-3. No.
Why has he hit it so hard?
Excitement, adrenaline, mistaken belief that the harder you hit them, the more likely they are to go in. We've all done that.
Yeah, I think, well, to be fair, a lot of players always like to play things firmly under pressure. A lot of snooker players, they always like to punch balls in. They don't like to roll balls in. I certainly could have rolled that, but there's a bit of a happy medium between playing a shot firmly and giving it a good old clout.
And that could cost him the match.
Yeah, I think Jon's left himself the perfect angle as well. Didn't want to be on this back cushion to leave himself awkward queue, and I think he's absolutely perfect here.
Speaking of snooker, Neil Winkworth, the local favourite who we'll see next, 138 break in snooker. But this for Jon McAllister, 1 black for 4-2 for the machine. And there we go. So it's advantage Jon McAllister. The machine hasn't been in full throttle. He certainly was for the first 2 frames. But Zach Shepherd will feel he's missed an opportunity here of a big scalp.
Yeah, it was that big frame at 2 each where he had a couple of chances and just couldn't take them. And now Jon McAllister, after another dry break from Zach, is in. Zach's saviour might well be the yellow nearest the left middle pocket. I think we're seeing Jon trying to attack that now. He's played a very good shot. Very good shot. I don't know if it goes into the left middle now. If it does, he probably only got half a pocket. But if it does, it's frame the match over, I think. But to be fair, literally 4 minutes left in this game. So even if Jon does miss these, Zach's gonna have to pull his finger out. And sharpish.
Yeah, I think Zach knows that he's going to have a bit of free time this afternoon.
Yeah, just needs to leave himself anything but straight. Here for Jon McAllister is fine. Doesn't want to be straight. Is he straight? Doesn't want to be screwing towards the middle pocket. He's going to have to play this with a bit of reverse side to try and get the white over. He's just left that missable. If he'd have just, so where he's played the white from there, if it had just been a couple of inches further forward, he could have played it plain ball and just stunned up table. It's quite a careless mistake from Jon McAllister, not what we're used to seeing. And this is now
the door
missable.
ajar for Zach Shepherd, or has he played his last shot? Oh, the white's in.
No.
Missed the pot. Opportunity.
It's more drama yet.
3 minutes, a shade under 3 minutes.
Oh,
He needs to
no.
get a wriggle on.
The ref's hit the ball with a hand.
Oh, I don't believe it.
What's all going on here? To be fair, I mean, hats off to Donna Evans there. She's put it back immediately, and to be fair, it's exactly the place it was before. What else can you do?
Yeah, get that out of your head, Zach. Put these down. You have time to win the next one and take us into a decider, sudden death.
Yeah, this reminds me of Big Break. This does.
Oh
no! What's he done?
Well, that was more a member of the audience than the pro, wasn't it? Big Break.
Wow.
Well, what's that's going to do? I mean, he might end up winning this, but now the match clock works against him.
It does,
because he should be racking up now at 4-3 down.
Yeah, and if this goes in, obviously it's over. But if it doesn't, he's got to wait for that to stop rolling.
Well, that's cost him 20-25 seconds.
Yeah,
he needs to pot these. He's going to have about 90 seconds.
It's going to take 20-30 seconds to rack the balls up.
Well,
I think we're going to get it.
Donna Evans owes him one here, so she's got to get this done. In it goes, 4-3. Now he's down to the referee to get them racked up as quick as possible.
Oh, this is pure drama. We've got 1 minute 40 seconds left.
Is there enough time? Probably not. It's all on the break, isn't it? It's all on the break.
Whose break is it? If it's John's break, I mean, we may well see him take the full 15 seconds just to hit them. I would. Not here to make friends.
Not sure you go anywhere to make friends, Dan, do you?
Stop talking to me. Well, dry. No, he's made a ball. He's made a ball.
Yeah, and he can just take his time now.
Smiling now.
30-second shot clock. I think that's game done.
All he's got to do is plot 3 or 4 balls and it's match over. So you're going to see him play an unmissable plant here, red onto yellow. He's only just hit that in time. But yeah, this is effectively match over because John's going to take 10 seconds to play this next one and the one after that, and Zach just simply isn't going to have time to get back into it. But almost maximum drama there.
Big sigh of relief for Jon McAllister. Looked like there was a sting in the tail here. Not anymore. He's over the line. And he's through to a quarter-final tonight with Jordan Church.
It's going to be a hell of a match, that is. 2 newcomers. I think if it was a race to 7 on the tour, in a pro event, you might make John an ever so slight favourite.
There we go.
Format, might put Jordan favourite.
Match clock runs down. Handshake and an apology from Donna Evans, the referee. Didn't matter in the end. I'm sure Zach will take that. Wouldn't have affected anything. And it was a very speedy re-rack. Jon McAllister, well, he roared out the blocks, probably deserves it on those first 2 frames, but boy, it was close in the end. It's McAllister who downs Shepherd, and he is through to the quarterfinals. It's Martin McIntosh against Neil Winkworth, and that's up next.